gentlemen, the battle lines are clearly drawn. This has been the sharpest attack from the Prime Minister on the entire opposition. The opposition now that calls itself the acronym I.N.D.I.A, I-N-D-I-A. The Prime Minister says that just because you call yourself India does not mean you are pro-India. He's in fact equated them with a number of other analogies. The opposition today is fuming, it's equally livid. And Rahul Gandhi has also tweeted a little while earlier and he says India stands with Manipur. So the battle clearly is out in the open, but we'll have to see which side is able to take this big fight as we build into the big election campaign of 2024. I am Deepthi Sachdeva. The show is called The Burning Question. The headlines first up.
डेस्परेट और डायरेक्शनलेस विपक्ष के कारण हमको और सतर्क रहना है.
In a strong attack on the opposition, the Prime Minister says merely adding the name India does not necessarily mean that you people stand for the nation. The Prime Minister is on the front foot in the political battle as he makes it about the national interest and commitment. Ruckus continues in Parliament even as the government agrees for a long format of the debate on Manipur under Rule 267 as the opposition wanted. It is a big move to counter award wapsi practice. Parliamentary panel is suggesting an undertaking by the awardees first up. Karnataka Congress MLA takes a U-turn, says he did not write any letter accusing the Congress minister of taking bribes. And after a mysterious disappearance, a Chinese foreign minister, King Gang, has been sacked by the Xi administration. So the Indian Mujahideen, the Popular Front of India and the East India Company. What do all three have in common? The word India. Now the Prime Minister says that just because they have name India in their names does not mean that they are pro-India. They are in fact anti-India. So is he trying to link that analogy to the entire opposition that has now started to call itself India, I-N-D-I-A? The Prime Minister says that just because you call yourselves India will not mean that you will speak on behalf of the entire country. Many are saying this is the strongest, the fiercest, the sharpest attack that has come in from the Prime Minister against the opposition. Had it not been that strong and a sharp attack, the opposition would have not reacted. But all the opposition today has reacted in one voice. They say and they allege that the BJP or the N.D.A, the other coalition, is so rattled today that you have the entire opposition coming on one side that the Prime Minister has used such an analogy. Now, I just want to quickly tell you more about the Indian Mujahideen, the PFI, the East India Company. Remember, the Indian Mujahideen is a prescribed organization. It's a banned terror outfit. And that was banned in the year 2010. The PFI, you've seen a number of stories against the PFI here on Republic. That has also now been banned by the government in 2022. And to talk about the East India Company, we'll have to actually go back into ages. So is this a part of a well thought of strategy by the BJP, by the Prime Minister in particular, where he's used this analogy to hit out at the opposition? Or as the opposition alleges, this is the BJP getting worried that the two strong pitches that the BJP uses again and again, one is Hindutva and the other is nationalism. They do not want the opposition to appropriate those pitches, the reason why you have the BJP launching this scathing attack on the opposition. Whichever way, ladies and gentlemen, you decide to look at it, what is very clear is that you will have a heated battle come 2024. And this is not going to be the last attack that has come in from the Prime Minister. At a point where the Parliament has again not worked, it hasn't seen much of business, there has been a showdown, the opposition continues to be adamant and put conditions saying we want the Prime Minister first up to be in the Parliament and only then can we have a discussion on Manipur. The question we are asking, is India, the acronym India, that is the opposition, really anti-India? Because if you go back in history, there are a number of comments from surgical strikes to demonetization to a lot of other comments that the opposition has also made that has not synced well with the entire population. So battle lines are drawn. Which side has the upper edge, the NDA or India? That's going to be a burning question. First up, the entire story, the way it has spanned out in the parliament and that attack from the Prime Minister, and then the debate.
Days after the opposition tried to rebrand itself by giving a collective name of I.N.D.I.A, India, Prime Minister was on the front foot. He slammed the opposition as directionless and cited the examples of Indian Mujahideen and Popular Front of India as he derided the opposition alliance for its new name, India.
बार बार विरोध करना, वो मान चुके हैं कि उन्हें सत्ता में नहीं आना। और उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ी टिप्पणी की कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस एक अंग्रेज ने बनाया था, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी भी अंग्रेजों ने बनाया था। आजकल लोग इंडियन मुजाहिदीन भी नाम रखते हैं, इंडियन पीपुल्स फ्रंट भी नाम रखते हैं, तो चेहरे पे चेहरे लिखाते हैं, सच्चाई कुछ और है।
The opposition defended the naming stunt.
50 लोग सतत इस 267 पे डिस्कशन करने के लिए तैयार है और वो 176 पे डिस्कशन करने के लिए वो तैयार है। तो जब इतने लोग 267 पे बात करने के लिए थे, आप जब वो उस पे जो बात करना चाहते हैं 2.5 आवर्स का, क्यों आप इस पे बात करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है? क्यों मोदी साहब यहाँ नहीं आते और बात नहीं करते? क्यों अपनी बात को नहीं रखते यहाँ पर?
But ahead of 2024, where does the opposition alliance stand? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So it's going to be a fascinating election season, and like I said, this is not the last attack that you've heard from the BJP. It's important to see now, Prajita, how we'll see that attack panning out in the next few weeks to the next few months, building up to the big battle of 2024. As we say good evening to Prajita Sarangi, who's a national spokesperson and the MP in the Lok Sabha. She represents the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mohammad Tausif Rahman is spokesperson of the TMC with us. Parimal Kumarji is the General Secretary of the JDU. Akashdeep Muni is a political analyst. He leans towards the AAP. And Rohan Somen Mitra is a political analyst and he leans towards the Congress. The first question, Parimalji, I want to begin with you. The Janata Dal United. There was a time when you were actually with the NDA, the erstwhile NDA. But today, as you are in India, the Prime Minister says that you are anti-India. He's talking about Indian Mujahideen.
It makes no difference.
He's talking about the East India Company. He's talking of the PFI.
Okay. You see, BJP is indulged with negative politics. You know, particularly, he cited the example that Indian National Congress, right, was actually Ravi Shankar Prasad given the statement that it was set up by the British. Okay, you should recognize that Indian National Congress played very instrumental role in including the independence of India, right? And they played very important role. Okay, even particularly BJP is trying to malign the name of the country. You see, the India term is given in first article of the Constitution. It states that India, that is our constitution of the state, but BJP has no belief in the basic feature of the Constitution. That remains the important issue why we are consistently opposing, and ultimately due to the negative politics played by the BJP and continuous violation of the Constitution law.
Okay.
Led
So
the opposition
Parimalji,
to
the
unite
JDU is alleging this is negative politics.
So it
Okay,
is
you
not
allege
simply
this
the
is
name of
negative
India.
politics by the BJP. Before I let Aprajita come in, I also want to get in a word from Mohammad Tausif Rahman, the spokesperson for the TMC. Now, Tausif, the point is that the Prime Minister might have not compared or made a direct analogy, but he's trying to give a narrative. You know, he's trying to give a narrative that all of you are people, as he's alleging, who have spoken and stood against national interest. You know, there are a number of instances, whether it was the Bharat Tere Tukde Honge slogans, the abrogation of Article 370, the Pulwama terror attack, Balakot strikes. There were points when the opposition wanted proof. So,
See,
why is the Prime Minister today being questioned for what he said?
no, I mean, absolutely, it's fine, whatever he's saying, but at least thank God he's commenting on something today.
It is
because
fine.
he was like, it's fine,
It is fine. When he's saying that you as in India is equal to the Indian Mujahideen, you don't have a problem with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's fine whatever he wants to say as a Prime Minister of India, because end of the day, he is making a mockery of the people who has given vote to us, whether Bengal is with TMC, whether Rajasthan with Congress. So end of the day, you are maligning whose image? The public's image. And I understand, ab padegi garibo ki maar, hi Modi Sarkar. This is the real narrative which is going on in India right now. See, I heard Amit Shah as well. He said we need to rise above politics. Absolutely right. We need to rise above politics. Perfect. No doubt about it. But since the time this name India has come, somehow Modi government is reacting in abnormal way with quoting Indian Mujahideen in East India. Once again, he insulted the mandate from the people because the people of India elects the government. I don't understand. During the last two general election, people voted for Modi seeing his face, isn't it? Everyone said that. Even BJP had a manifesto कि अब मोदी को दिल्ली ले जाना है, अब मोदी को प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनाना है, अब मोदी को पार्लियामेंट ले जाना है. So are we asking too much? We just want to hear from Prime Minister with about Manipur incidents. That's it. Are we asking too much? कि भैया आप आइए, पार्लियामेंट आइए, आधे घंटे बात करिए and चले जाइए. Because in 2014, no one knew Piyush Goyal. We don't want to hear Amit Shah.
But Tausif, today the government has agreed. The government has agreed also, Akashdeep. Aprajita, just bear with me for a minute, because now that he's spoken about Manipur, I think we must expose the hypocrisy of the opposition there also. Akashdeep, the government today has said we are ready for a discussion under Rule 267 as the opposition wanted on Manipur. So why aren't you participating in that discussion?
So when he says,
I will come back to you, quickly, Akashdeep.
Deepti ji, I'll put everything in clear perspective. First and foremost, for 2 working days of the parliament, the government said that they will be following 176 but not go for 267. Now the government knows or don't knows, I don't know, but parliamentary procedure says that when 267, 51 notices has been raised under 267, you cannot go for any other rule as 267 is as prima facie and predominant in this particular case. How they went for 176, I don't know. They had to acknowledge 267 first. Second point, now what happened in Manipur, we all know. We have all seen the videos, haven't we? For 76 days, the government kept quiet. Biren Singh, for the first 7 days, was nowhere seen in the state, and still he is the chief minister of Manipur. I am ashamed that in this particular case, he is still the chief minister. Now, Pradhan Mantri ji, छोटे-छोटे बातों में जब इलेक्शन आते हैं तब गुजरात के नहीं एक मिनट
But then are you not ashamed today to be a part of an alliance as the Prime Minister alleges? Because the Congress party and a lot of its leaders said khoon ki dalali. They said homegrown terror. They've called saffron terror. They said proof dikhaiye surgical strikes ka. That does not embarrass you, Akashdeep? You're pretty okay with it?
No, Deepti ji, if I say that what Parvez Singh, who is the member of parliament in Delhi, spoke about Kejriwal ji, who is the sitting chief minister of Delhi, I cannot say this in the TV channel, in any place. People can Google about this. So we should not talk about parliamentary procedures.
You don't take hard questions.
No, I am just telling that. I'm just telling you.
Unless you take hard questions, people will ask you.
I'm ready to take. I'm ready to take. I am just saying.
Before I come to you, Aprajita is still waiting. But let's get the entire opposition and then Aprajita then. Okay,
I just want to tell.
Just 5 seconds.
Yes, 10 seconds. Yeah. 10 seconds. Now, I just request that as the head of government, at least Prime Minister can come to the parliament and discuss the topic. The whole country is requesting him. I request through the BJP spokesperson today, please ask the Prime Minister to come and speak on Manipur. 300 people have died, 150 as
They are also
records.
requesting you to join a discussion on Manipur. No, Akashdeep. The point is you are making this about ego.
But
You say
two days it was not the case.
in the parliament, we can't have a discussion.
धनकर जी जो
But
स्पीकर है
today they
उन्होंने
have
2 दिन
agreed.
से बोला है
The
कि
Union Home
नहीं
Minister
होगा.
Amit Shah has also shared a letter that he's written to the LOP, and he says, please come forward and let's have a discussion on Manipur. So why
But
is the
this happened
opposition
today,
running away?
right? So if he's
It
coming
happened
tomorrow for the
today.
discussion, we have
Ah.
no
It
issues.
happened today.
It
Tomorrow
happened today.
there will be a discussion. Dipti, there will be a discussion tomorrow. I just
Okay, so
request
you will
the Prime
agree.
Minister
Are you
to
saying
speak.
the opposition that calls itself India is willing then to participate in a discussion on Manipur? Are you saying you will
They-
not stall the
Kindly-
parliament anymore? Is that
From
an
day
assurance that all
one,
of you are
from
giving?
day one, the opposition was agreeing to participate in a discussion. They were requesting the government
with-
to have
but
a
with
discussion.
Prime Minister.
But on 267. But as per
See,
rule
he's giving a
267,
condition. He's
not
giving
as
a
per
condition,
rule
Tausif.
176.
Tausif, you
And
still have conditions. This is not about the
No,
people
no,
of
it's not.
Manipur. This is not about their
See,
pain.
indirectly,
This is about
indirectly,
egos.
whatever,
Tausif?
indirectly, whatever he's saying, he's right. Because the only thing we are asking
Huh.
is we want a respectable and honorable Prime Minister to come to the Parliament and debate on Manipur. So, in that case, if Amit Shah is saying that we are ready to discuss on Manipur from tomorrow, we are okay with it. That's it. The chapter is closed. Let's talk about Manipur. Why are you getting
Okay,
rattled and
but
baffled?
you need the
Why don't
Prime
you talk
Minister
about
to be
Manipur?
present in the parliament, so you obviously make it
Of course.
conditional. Tausif, that is
Of
what
course.
you
Leader of the
want to make
government.
Why
this
He has
about
to
you and
come.
your ego.
Why
The
conditional?
leader of the
opposition
government.
is trying to show its united might.
He is the
Okay.
Prime
But
Minister of
then you
India.
also
He's
have a
my
home
Prime
minister.
Minister.
He's the
He's
leader
You
your
also
of
have
Prime
the
a home
government.
minister, no? If
He's
you
the
look at
Prime Minister of
technicalities.
Manipur.
Okay.
He's the Prime Minister of
Okay.
Manipur as well and
Interesting
my
that
Prime
Rohan
Minister as well.
continues to be
So we
quiet.
need to hear from him.
Rohan, before I go to Aprajita, let me also see how the
He's
Congress
asking my
leading
question, I'll
analysts
answer
will
you.
respond.
Yeah. He's asking
Yes,
what do you want to
Rohan,
know.
Rohan, tell
Tell
me something.
Yeah.
We've speaking
Yeah,
about
please.
Manipur for the last many days. Now it seems that the opposition is adamant. You want to try and make a point that this is about a united opposition, come what may. You know, people in Manipur are getting affected. You say this is for them and this is for their pain, for a healing touch is what Rahul Gandhi earlier has also tweeted. But if that is the case, why not begin a discussion? You have actually made this conditional, saying only if the Prime Minister is present, you will allow for a discussion.
What's
Deepthi, first let me answer your question. We've not just made it about the Prime Minister. You know, my colleagues from the AAP and the TMC, they were explaining the situation, so I didn't want to jump into the conversation. The opposition had asked on two clauses. In the Rajya Sabha, they wanted 267. In the Lok Sabha, 184. Is that very difficult? The simple thing was we didn't want a time-bound debate where the partisan speakers of both the houses could curtail our leaders and their conversation. They could switch off our mics. They could do whatever they want. They could suspend our members. So we wanted a no time-bound debate. We wanted the Prime Minister who spoke on the first day outside the Parliament for 38 seconds to come in front of the people of India. Let it be on the record. Let it be on the Parliament. Let the people of India hear. Let him speak. What is the harm in that?
One just
This is
quick
the main point.
counter question.
Simple.
You question the
Simple.
surgical strikes. Your party leaders have asked for proof. Huh? You've questioned the abrogation of Article 370. You've stood with those who wanted
Yes,
to break away
we
the
stand
country.
against
there have
370.
been so many comments, at least from the Congress today, that I can list that are against the interest of the country. So when the Prime Minister says that just having India in your name does not mean that you are pro-India, isn't he also then right?
Deepthi,
Please hit out at your Achilles
the Prime
heel.
Minister has a Deepthi, the Prime Minister has a habit of making everything personal about him. You know, you went on record in this debate and you said that Indian Mujahideen was banned in 2010. Who was the government in 2010? It was the UPA government in the center under Manmohan Singh. Who banned the Indian Mujahideen? The East India Company. Who fought the East India Company? It was the Indian National Congress which fought the East India Company. The RSS, the people who allegiance
It was
to the
also
RSS,
the Indian
they were
National
on the East
Congress,
India
Rohan.
side. What are we talking
you
about?
remember
The Prime
Batla
Minister
House
wants to make this
encounter?
debate personal.
You remember the
when
Batla House
Manipur is
encounter?
burning.
It was also the Indian National Congress and your leaders, Rohan, asking for proof of the surgical strikes.
Deepthi,
But
I
are you
think this is a
comparing
never-ending
Manipur with
never-ending
Batla
debate
House?
because all of you will never concede.
all
Let me now get an Aprajita. She's been
Batla House
patiently
and
listening to
everything
all
with
of you.
Manipur
So
right
I'm
now.
requesting you to please extend the same courtesy to her. Tausif, please extend the same courtesy to Aprajita. There are questions that even the BJP today will need to answer. Aprajita, what is the need to say that the opposition that is calling itself India is being equated to an Indian Mujahideen, to a PFI, to the East India Company, where you also have the Reserve Bank of India, Election Commission of India, Sports Authority of India, you know, the Discovery of India, you have Skill India, Khelo India. So is this, you know, hatred for the opposition that has got this comparison today, Aparajita?
See, there are two aspects of my answer which have to be properly understood. Number one, we are back to square one. We are talking about the need for discussion in the parliament on Manipur issue. As far as our government is concerned, our stand is very clear, and I think 140 crore Indians are aware of the stand of Prime Minister Modi's government. Since 20th of July, when the monsoon session began, our government has been telling candidly that we want discussion in the matter, and we are ready to answer all the questions. Whatever the doubts that are there in everybody's mind will be cleared by the government. And in fact, our leaders...
Why after that video? Everything started after video, ma'am. Everything started after video. Why not before the video?
Can you stop them from
She
talking?
has just started to speak. Let her complete her point. Then you can question her, please. Tausif and Parimal ji,
This is indecent.
Please extend her that courtesy. She has just begun responding to that question, sir, please. Parimal ji,
this is height of indecency.
Aparajita, please complete your point.
Whether this 80 days violence
Okay, wait, Parimal ji, I will come back to you.
This is height of indecency.
Please, you have to let her complete her point.
I think the anchor must step in and stop these people from jabbering like that.
The statement is quite sufficient to
Yes,
classify
Aparajita.
the violence which occurred since last 80 days, more than 80 days.
Please, we are wasting
No, you have to stop them before I speak.
Okay. You know, when questions will be asked, sir,
You have to stop them before I speak.
They have no interest to restore the normal condition in Manipur. Actually,
there are questions that she has to also answer, sir. Parimal ji.
That's why.
I'll have to put your fader down otherwise, sir. Please, Parimal ji. Aparajita, please complete your point.
Ma'am, whether
please stop
150
them
minutes
from
is quite
talking. I
sufficient
think
to
they are
discuss the
devoid of
violence which happened
decency.
since last 80 days. She should answer now. That's why opposition
Parimal ji, you know, the point is that if a question is asked, at least allow her to respond, sir. Please. I've heard your point, but we are yet to hear Aparajita. She hasn't finished her point, sir.
Should have the minimum decency.
Let's not waste time.
Yes.
Yes, Aparajita.
When they spoke, I did not speak. And when I speak, I think the gentleman should learn what is decency. See, our leaders have been telling since 20th of July that we wanted to discuss the matter of Manipur on the floor of the House. And then they are...
No,
I think
Parimal
the
ji.
person has to stop.
Parimal ji, that's not the question today. Let her respond. No. Please let her respond, sir. It's a request. You're wasting
It's
time.
devoid of decency.
We are not wasting time. Actually, BJP is
Please, sir, it's a request. You're wasting time.
He has to stop, otherwise I
Okay,
can't
you have
speak.
made that charge. She's responding. The BJP, you allege the BJP is rattled. Let her respond, please. Yes, please.
I think it's the duty of the anchor to stop people who are talking unnecessarily. See the point
Yes,
is
go on,
that
ma'am.
we are aware of the fact that Shri Amit Shah ji himself stood up, who is the departmental minister. He said, I want to make a statement on the floor of the House. And that point of time also, being a member of the Lok Sabha,
Who is
I
the
was
leader
very
of
much
the
there.
House? You should
These people
clarify now.
created a
Only
ruckus and
after
did
the
not
video
allow him
got
to talk.
released.
Who is the
And
leader of the
today-
House? This side, the leader of the House. No.
Today, again, they have to stop before
Who
I
is the
speak.
leader of the House? That's why the country of
I
India
think the
wants to
anchor must step in and ask them not to speak. This is not the way to
not
behave.
be repeated in Northeastern state.
We are ready to
Tausif
take all the
Parimal
questions,
ji.
but this is not
You
the
know,
way to behave.
you both are ensuring that the BJP does not respond to questions that people are asking today. And then you have no business to blame the media, sir, for this. Because if you do not allow her to respond to questions, it gets very difficult. I'm requesting you for the last time. We are towards the fag end of the debate. Let her please respond to that question. It's very important.
What is the problem associated with discussion
Parimal ji.
267? What is
Let
the
her
problem? Why
respond.
BJP
If you
is
keep
not
speaking over her,
allowing
we
it?
cannot
Why
hear her,
there's
sir.
a,
That's exactly what I'm
Narendra
trying
Modi
to
is
tell
not-
you. I'm please requesting our team to put his faders down. Parimal ji, I've requested enough. We let your faders go down. Aprajita, enough time just to make your point, please, ma'am.
This is how they are behaving within the parliament and outside the parliament and on TV channels. See, this is how they are. So the point is that today also Amit Shah ji has written a letter to the leader of opposition in both the houses and requesting them to kind of participate in the discussion. We are ready for every kind of question and we will be answering. That's what Manipur is all about, and we are very much serious about the matter. These people are running away from the discussion because of two reasons. Number one, they know very well that if they actually take part in the discussion, the matter comes to a close and they will not be in the columns of newspapers. It's the question of their existence, existential crisis.
Aprajita, I hate to interrupt here. I hate to interrupt here, but I just have 30 seconds and I have to ask you this question then. The Prime Minister says this India is Indian Mujahideen, the PFI, the East India Company. You know, a number of these parties have done business with the BJP and the I.N.D.A. This includes parties like the JDU. It includes Mehbooba Mufti. You've done business with even Mehbooba Mufti. Only 30 seconds.
The point is, the second point, the second point why they are shying away from discussion is they know that we would be talking about Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and West Bengal, and that's why they are running away from discussion and they are not serious about the matter of Manipur. This is one part of my answer. Now, as far as the other part is concerned, let me tell you that as far as our Prime Minister is concerned, he is not opposing the opposition parties. He is opposing all those people who are obstructing the development of the country, which is on the path of progress. And you know, today there are 31 bills in the Lok Sabha which need to be cleared. And these people, instead of participating in the discussion and ensuring that the bills are passed,
Aprajita, someone is being disruptive. You call them the Indian Mujahideen, you call them the PFI, you link them to the East India Company. Is that a fair narrative, or there are questions that the opposition also needs to ask? I'll let the viewers decide this, Aprajita. Apologies, I've completely run out of time.
I have reasons for that.
Yes, but I've completely run out of time, but this is a promise. This is a promise. We are going to bring back this debate and this conversation. I thank Aprajita and all gentlemen right now.